Welcome. In front of me is a Black Shark Pod 7 Pro, and today I will show you how you can hard reset this device through settings. Now before I actually get started with the reset, I do want to quickly talk about backing up your device. Now, your tablet and also your phone do store personal information, things like photos, videos, contacts here, and other things. So if there's anything on this device that you would like to back up, then it probably would be beneficial to do that before you reset it, which would subsequently remove everything that is here without backing it up. Now there's a couple of ways you can back up your device. Probably the most common one would be through Google. So let's find that first. So you go into your settings and scroll all the way to the bottom to System, and then select Backup right here. And you can see this is the Google Backup. And right now, both the photos, videos, along with other device data are being backed up. Now, this is going to be the probably easiest way to back up your device, but it's definitely nowhere near good. So I'm going to explain why, and you can decide by yourself if this is something that will be useful to you or not, because to some people this could be enough. So when it comes down to photos and videos, you can see a nice little progress bar right here. So this is for your Google account storage. You get for free 15 gigabytes in total. That is used for emails, attachments, photos, videos, and other things. This storage can be extended by basically buying a subscription to additional storage from Google, which isn't necessarily the best investment, I would say. And if you're planning to use the free tier, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people are more interested in, then you're limited to that max 15 gigabytes. If you have more than 15 gigabytes of photos and videos, which, you know what, that shouldn't be that difficult, whatever you back up to that 15 gigabytes, that's fine. Anything over 15 gigabytes just gets left behind. So you're not going to be really backing up everything, which is kind of a shitty backup that doesn't back up everything. But the downsides of this don't end here, because if we go back to the page right here and select other device data, we are still sharing the same 15 gigabyte limit right here. And here, this wants to back up contacts, call history, device setting, app data, SMS, and MMS messages. Now, significant portion of the listed bullshit right here is something that Google would want to gain access to, just because it allows them to sell the shit out of this information and make profit off of it, while you don't get to see shit of it. My idea here is that I prefer to just be annoyed and back this data up myself, rather than give Google the opportunity to sell my privacy away while I get absolutely jack shit from it. Because you know what, I couldn't give a fuck less about contacts being backed up, as these are pretty goddamn easy to back up. Call history as well, who gives a shit about that? Device settings, again, not really many people give crap about that one. Now, the one that I would care is app and app data. Well and behold, this is the thing that isn't being backed up here, even though it's under the name backup other data. Now, what I mean by that is Google doesn't give a shit about backing up data that didn't originate from Play Store. So if you download it from the browser, cool. It's sure shit ain't gonna see any kind of cloud storage from Google. So yeah, that's gonna be left behind, which as a backup, kind of moronic backup. And app data also doesn't really get backed up. App data is responsible, for instance, for things like when you're signed into an application, when you restore this supposed app data backup, it should still be signed in, as that's what the app data was for. Now, it even goes further into the stupidity. So even apps that originated from Play Store might not be backed up. Oh, sorry, they are not backed up. But the way Google supposedly does this is by essentially doing something equivalent to grabbing a sticky note, writing the name of the applications that you had downloaded right here. So for instance, oh look, you have Opera, you have Firefox, cool, it came from Play Store, check, cool. So we're just gonna write it down for ourselves, right? When you reset your device and you go to restore, it brings up that sticky note, checks it out. Oh yeah, Firefox, Opera, cool, I need to re-download this from Play Store. Let's see, it's there, cool, it's there. Not every application might be there. If you were, for instance, backing up something like User Emulator, yeah, good riddance. You're surely not getting that back, as this application no longer exists on Play Store just because, Nintendo lawyers assembled like the goddamn Avengers and completely removed it from existence, right? So it might have been on your tablet, but you're surely not going to be restoring it after the reset. So as a backup, it's false and misleading, and it's bad. But luckily, depending on some people's circumstances, you might be able to do something else that I would consider to be better. If you have an old phone or new one or tablet, if it's something else than this, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this is pretty shit. And with that shitness comes a problem that even though this is supposedly a Xiaomi device, applications such as Mi Mover, which is Xiaomi's application for cloning, on applications, come on. No, there we go. So applications such as Mi Mover, wow, they're not even showing up on this device. Jesus. Yeah, these devices give me straight up like drop shipping garbage territory. Oh wait, there it is. So wait, I'm gonna install it just for the shits and giggles in reality, just because I know what it's gonna entail. But I do want to show it to you. When you open it up, agree, you only get one option. This is exclusive Xiaomi application for Xiaomi devices to help you move data from one device to another. But this one only allows you to move data out of this device, surprisingly. Typically, these applications come pre-installed and give you two options, old and new, as it allows you to move data from the device and to it. So it will give you both options as long as you're dealing with both devices being from Xiaomi. Even though this is one, doesn't let you. So when it comes down to this, if you have other Xiaomi device, you can use this application. If you have other brand, maybe Samsung, you'd need to use Samsung's version of such an application used for migration, which is Smart Switch. Now, if you don't know what application to look for based on different brands, you can just search online for migration application and just name of or the brand of the device that you're going to be using for this, and download that application on here. Most of the devices have this, at least most well-known devices have such an application. They just all have different names for it, as there are those brand specific kind of applications and help you move data from other devices to theirs. But yeah, they will be much superior in terms of storing your data, backing it up, or just migrating it over something like the Google that I showed you right here. As photos, videos, you're not subject to that 15 gigabyte limit. Applications actually get moved, not this kind of, yeah, I'm just going to write it down on a sticky note, basically. They actually get moved, regardless if this application exists anywhere else on the internet anymore. It could be completely purged from existence. As long as it's on your tablet, it gets moved. So it's going to be much better, also much faster, as it is basically creating connection between two devices and then letting you choose what you want to move. So I recommend going into that. It might be a little bit more convoluted because you need to download an application of the device you're going to be moving the data to. So like I said, Samsung-wise, you need to download on here Smart Switch. For other brands, check it out. But yeah, once you connect these two devices, you're basically good to go. It's smooth sailing. Everything gets backed up and you're solid. So anyway, now with that out of the way, let's go into our settings for the actual reset process. So we're going to go into System here. Let me just back out. In this case, there we go. System, and you want to scroll all the way to the bottom where you will find Reset Options. From here, select Erase All Data, Factory Reset, and give it a moment. It will give you a list of the data that will be removed, which at this point shouldn't really matter, as our device should have been backed up. So we can select Erase All Data and get stopped by the percentage being below 30. So I'm just going to grab a cable, boop, plug it in, and apparently I'm unable to reset it. Are you kidding me? Thought that we're over this bullshit. So you know what? I'm gonna pause the video, charge it up to that stupid 30% and resume it. Okay, so after some time it finally charged up to 30%. Let's go, so we can continue this now. Only like 10 minutes has passed. So you just do that. Now I do have a screen lock, therefore it does show up with the confirmation page right over here. I do need to type it in. If I didn't have any kind of screen lock, it would automatically jump to this page right over here, which just gives us the info that all of our personal information and downloaded apps will be deleted. You cannot undo this action. I select Erase All Data, and this will now begin factory resetting the device. This will take on here probably 2 minutes, if not more. So just be patient, and once it's completed, we should be presented with the Android setup screen. So I'll be back once that is visible for me. So you can see that the reset is now finished, and you can set up your device however you like. Now, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.